In total, we have 150 people, more or less 50-50 distributed between these two locations. Right now, we're in full hybrid, so we have people working from home, we have people working in offices, and we will probably move to having more in the office than actually remote. So we're in an in-office first, but we're adapting to the market as well, so we're not closing any door right now. During the pandemic was very specific, of course, because everybody had to go full remote when we were used to be full in the office, right? And some things definitely changed. So individual productivity definitely changed. For some folks, it went way up because they didn't have to do the commuting and all of those, as they call, wasted time. As for other people, since they had more distractions at home with kids and stuff like that, their productivity actually went lower. But in general, the collaboration, we had to do a very, very big effort to keep the collaboration going, considering we weren't in the office anymore, where collaboration just happens with you shouting something and someone answering right back at you, right? So that was lost during the pandemic. So the hiring is the hardest right now. As you well know, the world became a big pool of knowledge and a pool of skill that you can go and fetch from, but it still isn't easy. So we still have thousands and thousands of companies competing for the same talent, right? So that's the main challenge for sure, is finding the right people to the right spot. Even more considering we want to keep these locations, so we're still close to looking just Lisbon and Santa Barbara, so that's definitely the biggest challenges. But how do we tackle it? Well, the regular, we just look for people, hire them as fast as we can, and produce those teams. So a few initiatives that we took during the pandemic especially was to have an open remote space, so like the open space that we were used to in having by all being in the office, we didn't want to lose it completely, so we had this Zoom room which was open 24 hours so people could jump in. And since we have this small overlap with the US as well, it's important that they could come into this office space and just talk with people about just asking for help, regular stuff that you would do on an open space in an office, right? So we tried to mimic that in a remote approach. It worked pretty good. When we started having the mixed, it stopped working as good, because when you are in the office, you don't want to open a Zoom, right? That's why you went to the office. So that part is still not dialed down. So other initiatives we took, we had always on the Wednesdays, we would lunch together, even though we were remotely. So we would have this open Zoom that we would go into, just have lunch, and then after that probably play some board games that we had online and just have fun together, so that we would keep the connection and at least the cultural part wouldn't all be lost because we couldn't see each other in real life. And last but not least, we had a bunch of other initiatives going to just have people doing stuff together, like gaming nights where we would just play Among Us or something like that. That was great, absolutely great, because it was stuff that we didn't do before actually. So we ended up doing more because we wanted to be creative and having people interact a bit more.